I know that there was some concern in the community the last couple of weeks that we may have taken a couple of weeks off, and we did, but we were not eating chestnuts by the fire or whatever. We were out watching ball games and tournaments. The thing is, the action was kind of slow during the break.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah.
It always is. But we are back in 2013 talking sports. Pete Pettis, Greg Selber. We're glad to be with you again, and it's getting good. No more non-district, no more tournaments. It's all district play from here on out. So let's start off today talking about a nice game that you saw with a local team and one not so local.
Okay, so yeah, we were at Rowe on their off week.
Yeah.
They scheduled a game.
Right, which is a good idea.
Yeah, and
Don't let them get lazy.
They were up. They led in the first against Carroll. Rowe faced Carroll. They were leading in the first, and then in the second quarter, Carroll just turned it on and turnover after turnover,
and that's a team
they were
that
getting points.
That's a team that in the past was great on the girls' side. It's been up and down on the boys, but it's a legitimate playoff team up there.
But
so that's a good game for them. They lost by 2.
They lost by 2. And they had a shot at the end, buzzer, but just it was fell short. They fought back. They fought back with with Alon and Rudy, and
Rudy Campos had a bunch of rebounds.
They had a bunch, like 18 or so. And,
wow, that's a lot.
And a bunch of putback points also, and they fought back, but unfortunately, time ran out.
So you look at a game like that and you say, all right, here's a team that's going to be in the playoffs. That's legitimate. They got some quickness.
Yeah.
It's a good effort for Rowe. I know that you always want to win, but no, I think they did well to get to a 2-point.
And it was also definitely a learning experience for them because I was talking to the coach and he was like, we wanted to schedule this game because they're a tough team and they're quick and those are the type of teams you're going to face in the playoffs.
I love the tough when Edinburgh used to go to the Cal Allen tournament for years, and that got them ready, man. I mean, because you see some quickness and speed, and it just makes you play better,
Yeah.
Okay, so now for Rowe, who is back in district now, is averaging their margin of victory is 16 points. So they're killing everybody. They're undefeated 6-0.
About 69.
They'll get almost 70. They're tough. They got PSJ North coming up. And what we were talking about here a minute ago, when we were looking at the Casca, what is the deal in that game? A very big contrast of style.
It really is. And I think Rowe's just too much for the whole district. I mean, it's pretty much theirs to lose. You say they like to pass the ball, like 1920s.
Yeah, PSJ North is an old school team, man. They will move.
No shot clock, man.
I know, right?
It really does.
And so what does Rowe have to do against a team that will slow it down? Just play the game, get on the break, defensive rebound, and run. Because PSJ North doesn't score. They score 42 a game, all right? So, but they hang around, and if they get you in their pace, passing, you come out, you foul, they shoot free throws. Jaime Gongora has always been smart at doing that. He doesn't have a lot of size.
Yeah. And
so he has a team that executes and that shortens the game, right? So, man, if they hang around by 5 or 8 in the fourth, then a lot of things can happen. So Rowe needs to just play like they've been playing. If they score 70, they will not lose to PSG.
No, obviously not. But, so they were held to only 46.
All right.
44. Yeah, so.
I think that, the thing is when you play a team like that in a non-district game and it's a good team, maybe they didn't shoot as well as they probably could have. Of course, their defense is probably pretty good, too.
Their defense was doing good.
Mm. Big kids. I like Rowe's team. Rowe. I don't know if Rowe's number 1 in the valley, but they're pretty close.
Yeah, they should be. I don't know. I think one of the Brownsville schools has it. But
now look at the rest of the teams in the district. San Benito 4-3, PSJ North 4-3. PSJ North got the tough game against Rowe. San Benito played Rowe to under 10.
Yeah,
they're a decent team. They're scrappy. They'll put the press on you, and they'll take the ball and they'll score a lot of points. And they don't have the great scorers like they used to with the Preciados. Those guys, there was like 9 brothers, and they could all ball. Man. Michael Preciado, those guys are long, skinny, like George Gervin. But they're still a decent team. Yeah. Rowe should win the district. And here's the deal. You want to win district, okay? Because if you don't, those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seeds are going to get you hard games. Yeah. Harlingen South, Los Fresnos, Porter, those are all really quality teams in 32. So whoever wants to get a better playoff game and not get killed needs to get 2nd in the district. Yeah. Now, big game coming up, McAllen Memorial. Yeah. Speaking of teams that want to get in the playoff.
Yeah, they need a... Memorial still, they're in it, then they can still get in.
They've been doing better lately. They won 3 in a row.
Yeah, Mac High is still obviously struggling, but, I mean, it's a city matchup.
Right, which means it's going to be loud and crazy. All the football guys are going to be out there. Probably both cheers groups. And so what that means for McAllen is you've got to win the game. You've got to find a way to beat Memorial, not only for city pride, but to get back in the race. Yeah. Because Memorial's right now looks like it wants to get up to that 2nd place spot. Maybe even 1st, who knows. But, I mean, right now, McAllen, this is the game of the year for them.
Yeah, they do. And, for Memorial, that's the formula that we were talking about before we went on the break. they need Papito to get at least 25.
Yeah, he got 20 the other night. When he gets 10 or 12, there's just not enough other guys getting 10 or 12.
Yeah, when the last time I saw him, it was a loss. I think he had like 14 or something like that.
And you hate to tell a kid you got to score.
Yeah.
But he can, and he'll pass the ball too. But
no, and he does, and the coach was telling me, he wants to pass the ball. If it means the W, that's what he wants.
Right? Yeah, whatever it takes. He's a competitor,
exactly.
man. I like the guy because he'll come up with some things at the right time. Like he'll kind of sense when a steal needs to be made, and he'll go for the ball, and he'll go the other way, and he'll get fouled, and it's and one, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, okay, we can do this. Memorial needs to win. McAllen needs to win. Memorial too, though, because you want to keep that string going. I really think that if you keep that streak going, then we're being interrupted. It's okay. It's not a problem. We will persevere. Who knows? But believe me. Remember, the best, worst sports show on the air. That is us. It's absolutely good. And the great thing is that we just roll with it. We don't care. Whatever. All right, now, let's talk about the girls' side on that, and that 31-5A. Right now, nobody's going to beat Weslaco. You can forget it. 26-1. That's a cold-blooded team. You don't even want to play them. Don't even show up. But who else? 3 teams, in fact, are tied. Let me get my handy-dandy list because it's really interesting. PSJ North, Rowe, and East. Well, what do you know? Okay, so that PSJ North Rowe game is going to be amazing on the girls' side.
Yeah, so it should be a good action for both teams. And
who wants that second seed?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
That's basically it.
I really feel like East, although have a great player, Felicia Villanueva, probably is beatable. PSJ North has been doing good, man. They have that Kristen Cifuentes I was telling you about is the last of a long line of 4 or 5 years of really good Lady Raiders, man. She can play. And they're getting contributions from other people. So it's going to be tough for Rowe. But look here, PSJ North at Rowe. Okay, so you're playing at home. This is Rowe's chance to show that they want to be that second team. Because nobody's going to be first except Weslaco. I hate to say that. I mean, they're the best team we've had here in a couple of years.
Yeah, they're actually really, really good. At least they're still in the state pool.
Yeah. I mean, 26-1. That ain't too bad. Are they any better than the Harlingen South teams of old? I don't think so. Are they very good? Yes. If they win 2 or 3 playoff games, then we'll put them up there in that echelon with the North and the EHS teams and the South and Harlingen. They go to the Sweet 16. Yeah. And I think they will go to the Sweet 16 as long as it doesn't end up being Alexander, because that's a very good team. And then here's the deal for the teams in 30. Man, there's a lot of teams over in Laredo that are tough. Yeah. I mean, boys and girls. So that district with the Edinburghs, La Joyas, and Sierra Landana, boy, you want a high seed there. Because 3 or 4 will just get you bombed in the playoff. Anyway, so so you got PSJ North, Rowe, and East all at 6-2. McAllen at 4-4 right now. Memorial at 3-5. Meaning that, as we said in the boys, this is the game.
This is the game. I mean, it's pretty much this is where it boils down to. This part of the district. You know, I mean, who wants to go away with it, and you're going to fight for that playoff spot. And
I think that the key for either one of those teams is shooting, because neither one of them scores a ton. So whoever's going to be able to make some shots and get a lead. Will have the upper hand there. I mean, obviously, the team that scores the most wins. But neither one of those teams has scored a ton. Now, on the boys' side of it, right now I'm looking at 35-8, and it's very interesting because you have a couple of teams. Edinburgh North. Big win at Sheridan. Big win at Sheridan. Golly. They were down 10. Yeah. They were down 10, and Sheridan was looking good. They were looking tall. They were getting putbacks. They were blocking shots. Edinburgh North just came out in the second half and had better athletes. And they ran the court, and they hit threes, and they went for loose balls. They just were more athletic.
Yeah, they wanted it more. And
they'll win about 10.
Yeah. They shut down Sherryland, and because they had that big guy, he was down there, and
You know what's funny about Sherryland is that they got 6 or 7 guys who can really play. I saw them against Vela the next game, and Matthew Cardenas was cold-blooded. He had 17, 2 big runs to just put him away. He needs to be the go-to guy. Because right now they got a bunch of kids who can do some things, but where does the ball go when it needs to go?
Down the stretch against North, he was the go-to guy, and he was really fighting for those balls. I
like that kid, skinny, tall kid. Looks like I call him Twilight.
He was
right because he looks like one of them actors on the vampire movies. Matthew Carter, 6'1", got some slinky moves. He'll pull up and hit the jumper. Heck of a player. Yeah. And the thing is, see, who else besides him? Maybe Pacho, 11. Yeah. That little dude's got some style, man. He plays like a dude. He plays like Edgar Segura. That's exactly who he plays for. Who went to Weslaco, went to college at Wisconsin Green Bay, and then ended up at Texas State. Remember that dude from Mexico? Yeah. Long hair, headband, kind of cool guy. Yeah. He had a lot of style. He could play. And this Pacho reminds me of him. A lesser version maybe, but he reminds me of his style. So my point is, who is going to score also for Sherryland? I like the big kid, 32, De La Torre. He's only a sophomore, guys. That dude is huge, 6'5", 200, and he's got the kind of inside game that he could score
Yeah.
20, 25 a game next year.
By the time he's, at senior year, he'll be definitely in the race for all kinds of awards.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing about him and the Shareland team. David Keith is a guy who plays a ton of guys. He plays a very disciplined system. It's not really set up for one guy to take a ton of shots. They're going to have Pistocate this year, but that was a cloud that floated away. It's been a blessing and a curse because they don't have that one scorer yet.
Yeah.
I think it's Matthew. The blessing is that you get a bunch of guys who can put the ball in the hole. I'll tell you an interesting thing about David Keith. He played for Edinburgh High back in 89, 91. The other day, his Shareland team played Vela, coached by Lalo Rios, who also played Bobcats, right? 95. Went to Pan Am. #1 in all-time minutes played at Pan Am. And Joe Filateo, the athletic director at Edinburgh CISD, coached them both. So I got a nice picture of all three of those guys. I'm gonna give it to Philo before too long. It was fun to see. This is why I like sports, okay? Because you have the generations, you have the connections. Yeah. It's like, man, this guy taught them how to do what they're doing now. It's awesome, and to see them go head to head is really cool,
Yeah, it really is, and I'm sure by not long you'll see somebody who's on the bench as a player. Mm-hmm. They just keep continuing with the same cycle.
Well, stay in town. Lottie Zarate was a great player. She was very fearless. Jenny Gaitan Garcia played at Pan Am. Kelly Garrett, Economides, played at Pan Am. When Rachel was here, Carmona, she was there too. So I like it because, I'm a Pan Am. And so I like to see where, who among those alumni there's a lot of coaches that went to Pan Am. It's nice, man. It's good. By the way, I want to give you a quick note. My book, Bronc Ball on UTPA basketball. It's a free plug, sorry. And it's like an infomercial now. Let me tell you. We'll be out in February because it's the last week's worth of edits right now. It's going to be a huge thing. Lalo's in it, Gabe Valdez in it, Eric Montalvo, all the guys Chuy Guerra, year by year from 1927. And if I look tired, because that's all I did over the holidays to work on this book and go to basketball games. So what the hell? Now, in the boys in 35A, Shareland's looking good. Edinburgh North, though, is undefeated. They're on top. The big game this week is EHS at Donna. Yeah. EHS is 4-2, Donna 4-3. Donna's got some scorers, man. They got a kid, George Garcia. He's scoring 20 points a game. And then Anthony Gonzalez, remember the receiver, 88 from football? Yeah. He's scoring about 15. So they're not bad. EHS has to win on the road. They got to do it.
I hope they do.
I
don't know. The road games, they need to. And you're at that point already. Okay, well, so who's going to start going away at those playoff spots? You know what I mean? So you got to take that win.
You got to take that win because they still have a chance to not only win district because we haven't gotten halfway, but you don't want to get a 3-loss. Nothing against Donna, but you should beat Donna. The key is going to be Gabe Rivas, 6'5" senior, is only averaging 10.0 in district. He had 4 last game, 6. For some reason, it's not happening for him right now. On the other hand, so he's got to play better, and he will because he's very, very good. Milo Trejo, I want to give that guy the plug today. Little Emilio, man. I know a lot of people in the past were like, well, Milo, this and that. No. Dude is playing his rear off, man. He's got like 43s, averaging 15 a game, playing under control as a senior. I am so proud of that kid because he has had a rough road in high school for various and sundry reasons. People counted him out for a while. He left the squad. Let me tell you, man, he's the most consistent player on that team this year, and he deserves some credit. He's fearless, man. He'll go. He's like 5'6" or something. He'll go in the middle of that left-handed layup against all these guys. He don't care. And here's the difference. When you're a sophomore and you're 5'6" and you go to the lane, you get a charge because you don't know what you're doing. When you're a senior and you're smart like he is, he's getting free throws. Nice. So I really appreciate his game. And, of course, Matthew Garza, look, for 3 years, he's been awesome. That team can still win the district. I don't know whether they will, but they can. Yeah, only 2 losses.
Yeah, and Coach Zeke, he wants to win.
Oh man, look, it's a close race between David Keith and Lalo and him. Who's gets on their kids the most? Yeah. I'm talking about in a good way, but I mean, you hear him sometimes. He'll just look at you like you committed the foul of sin of the ages. He's like, what? I love passionate coaches, man. David's funny. Keith will do this. He'll just kind of give you a sour face. He'll look at the ref and he'll be like, what? I mean, it's hilarious to watch these guys. And of course, Lalo, he's gotten a little bit more mellow as he's gotten older.
Reserved.
But he's still not reserved. Every now and then he'll stomp his foot and a timeout and he'll be hollering at his kids and like everyone in the stands is like, oh my God, we're all scared. We think we're going to have to run too and do push-ups. It's so great. I like having my friends as coaches. I can separate and compartmentalize and I don't tell, good for bad because I like someone or dislike somebody. But knowing these guys is fun. Because I saw Lalo when he was a little kid, man, hitting 25-footers in that gym. I mean, that guy, he could really play. Yeah. Anyhow, so girls is even more interesting on that side. Maybe if you will allow me to briefly parse.
Bella. they were beat.
Vela was the best team in the Valley for about 3 weeks, I think. I really feel that way, or close. Lately, and Lottie's right to be the first one to tell you, they're not playing as well as they have. Against Sherryland, they had one debit because Miranda Washington wasn't playing when she had an ankle. She doesn't score a lot, but she's a great defensive player. She changes the tempo. She'll just go harass you, you know. And Emily Azabel got in foul trouble the first 5 or 6 minutes, and she sat in the second quarter. They were hanging with them still, and they had their chances. The problem was they shot horribly. Yeah, Vela did not shoot the ball well. The big kid from Sherryland, Monica Salinas, is very good.
Yeah.
Catches well, you know, has decent moves. I'll tell you the person that I love for Sherryland. I got a chance to watch him a lot over the last couple of weeks. Alejandra Ruiz, okay? You remember that name. Number 20, very slightly built. I mean, she's not, you know, she rebounds like a monster, dude. She wants, look, if you didn't even know anything, you stood at the top of the bleachers and saw who was hustling the most for the balls, it's her. Number 20, every time, man. I saw her get 17 rebounds a game. She's down to 5'7", maybe, you know. She's a good player. They got good senior guards. See, Coach Whitaker didn't know what he had coming in because he lost a lot of seniors, you know. Everly was gone. Yeah. Suarez was gone. Pritchard, all those guys from last year, all these gals, G-A-L-S. But they're good. Yeah. They're real good. And that's a big win against Vela. On the road.
On the road,
big win, man. 50-44. Monica Salinas catches well, as I said. And she doesn't go beyond herself. You know, she plays the way she can play. She blocks a lot of shots. She got 46 block shots. Yeah. So that's a pretty good team. Vela's still 7-1 Vela, 7-1 Sherryland, 7-1 Bobcats. Now, why are the Bobcats 7-1? There's 2 reasons. Number 1 is Mitch and Eileen. They got great seniors. Those 2 gals are unbelievable. Number 2 is defense. Yeah. You know what their average yield per game is? 36.6. And they score in the 50s. So what that means is so far, except for their one loss, which was to Vela by 11 or 9, they play great defense. Mitch blocks a ton of shots.
So do you see them winning the district?
They could. They could. Now, it's all going to come down to January 18th, I think, when they play North. They can't get upset by North. North is 5-3. They're in that 4th spot right now, right ahead of Palmview, okay? Yeah. And they're pretty scrappy. I saw North, and I'm seeing them again on Tuesday against the Economides. Larissa Adiola is one of the hardest working players in the Valley, okay? Phenomenal dedication as an athlete. She has not been right with injuries, and she's not shooting very well right now. And I know it's killing her to do that, and, you know, the extent to which she will pass the basketball and continue to play defense will determine whether that team can come along. Because everybody takes their lead from her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's the senior. She's the one that's been around. So everybody takes their lead from her. If she's right, 29 points the other night, they will win. And they can beat EHS. That's going to be a great game January 18th. You know who's impressing me lately? And I wrote this, and you'll see. Dulce Pena. Yeah. You remember her sister Yoli? She played 86 sports and was a model and a genius. She's probably the first president, the Latino president. But Dulce is bigger and stronger in a sense. She's really starting to play ball. And she did at the end of volleyball. I'm like, wow, because she's big, she can jump, she can run. She challenges every ball at the front of that press, and she made a big difference in Sherryland. I thought that their defense was great. North defense and Jenny and her assistant, Ms. Smith, they need to have a lot of credit for the fact that that team plays hard.
They put up a good fight against Sherryland.
Yeah, they did. They could have won. They were down 1 in a minute.
There was times where you'd like, well, I mean, just a couple more shots gone in, and obviously
they shot horribly. They couldn't. Look, Larissa made so many nice drives, and yet they all rolled out. I mean, it's going to happen sometimes.
They couldn't buy a bucket.
Oh, God. You got to get to the free throw line if you're North, okay? And the thing is, what I liked in those games I saw North play recently, Natalie Alanis, who is the daughter of Coach Robert Alanis, who was coach at North forever in the AD, she is a sophomore and has a lot of ability. She's a good-sized girl. She can shoot. She's just now figuring out what it's all about. And in the final 2 minutes of that game, she came on and scored a couple of buckets. I'm like, okay, all right. You mark my words. That girl's going to be a great player at Edinburgh North before it's all over. She's a sophomore, you know. So they're still in it. North is still in it. Now, they're going to have to get some upsets. They're going to beat the Bobcats.
They got to beat the Bobcats.
And the thing is, you'd like to be able to squeeze ahead of one of those 3 teams. You don't want to finish 4th because, again, that's Alexander. Yeah. And that's a death sentence, I believe. And I hate to say it, but, I mean, give me a break, man. I mean, those Laredo teams, they shoot the ball and they steal the ball. They're crazy teams.
They could beat some guys.
I know, right? Exactly, yeah. It's weird. If you look at the box scores over the weekend, some of the games were amazingly not close over in 32-5A. I mean, Harlingen and South and Porter, they're beating teams like 77-20 and stuff.
Yeah, they're putting it on.
There's like 6 or 7 really good teams, and then the rest of it is not that great for some reason. It's been an enjoyable season, don't get me wrong. I can't wait to see who wins between Harlingen and Harlingen South on Tuesday. The Bird Bucket Bowl. Because all 4 teams are good. Now, South has already beaten Harlingen once. the girls.
Yeah.
And South boys are undefeated. That's a good basketball team. It really is.
Yeah. They've always been known to be really good. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not as big as they used to be. They used to have like 5, 6 fours, but they've got shooters. South can shoot the ball, man. Now Harlingen on the other hand has 2 great players. Gilbert Larissa is the guard, number 3, and then Matthew Cervantes inside 32. He's been around forever. Those 2 guys are great. Harlingen needs to get production from other guys, and when they do, they're hard to beat. Porter took them out pretty good, but then South took out Porter. So, like you said at the beginning, we're just finding out now who's who. That's why PSJ North and Rowe is a huge game.
Yeah.
If you want to be the person, you got to beat that team. And I think Rowe probably will at least get 1. I don't know if the girls will get 1. I had this feeling about PSJ North, the girls. Right now, they're starting to come on.
Yeah.
We'll see. Remains to be seen. Anything else going on?
That's just it right now. Basketball, soccer's on its way in.
Yeah, so in fact, I'm out of here after we tape this, and I'm going to go over to ECISD, or to the Cat Stadium, get some soccer scheduled. I'm excited. I didn't like soccer when I was a kid because nobody played it where I live. But now I like it. It's good down here, and I'm really fired up for that. So let's see. Soccer will begin. Track, the first meets are in February, right? Yeah. And we'll definitely have to go out and get some footage of track meets because those are fun. Hey, who doesn't like a track meet, man? A track meet is the best thing ever. To watch everybody gradually get ready and warm up and then run their stuff. It's cool. I enjoy track meets.
Yeah, it's like being at the track.
Indeed. Except you can't bet. Remember, do not try this at home. And then you know what's on the horizon? Softball.
Softball and baseball.
This will be probably the most competitive season ever between North and EHS. Coming back to Edinburgh, I really feel like both those teams are so evenly matched. They lost about half their core from last year, but they're still going to be great. And I don't even want to start talking about it because every time I see these gals around, I'm like, "Are you ready?" And they're like, "Are you ready?" And we're like, "Woo, all right, man." It's going to be a good softball season. I like softball.
Yeah, it's definitely more
You should
exciting.
see my 10-year-old, man. She can hit left or right. Yeah, she's a switch hitter. Yeah, she can catch anything in sight. Has a bad arm like her dad. She plays like Mickey Rivers from the '70s Rangers. Remember that guy? He was real fast, but he couldn't throw. In fact, he would throw like this. Anyway, football all district came out.
It did,
and the All Valley came out, and it was a good team. I think it mirrored to a great extent the teams that were around. I will say this: if you are included on any of those teams, that includes Christoph Martinez, the kicker, Ramon Enriquez, whom I hear is trying to get on at A&I, and I think he can do that. That's a neat thing. That's kind of the crowning achievement of your career, man. I mean, sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. I noticed that Andy Duarte was like second team all district or something. Man, that was my MVP. I mean, that makes you wonder. But here's what the thing with all district, okay? I'm not trying to say that those teams aren't right, but it's a lot of political stuff going on. In other words, the coaches come in, and you have to have a certain amount of guys from every team. Even if you didn't do much, you're going to get some of your guys on there.
Who's going to have the better PR?
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's a PR war.
Yeah, who's going to have the better PR guys out there?
But I don't think there's any way you could have ignored Christoph. I mean, he's a great kicker. And he's going to be a D1 kicker, and I know that. And I can't wait to see him in soccer because EHS is going to be good. EHS is going to be good. I'm not sure about North. Without Joe Gaspar, who coached there for 75 years, and it was a wonderful guy. Who knows? They got talent. So North always has a good soccer.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
Yeah, it is weird, right?
Yeah, that's going to be really weird not seeing that guy.
And then Martin Gonzalez is no longer at EHS. He has now been replaced by Coach Ellie. Sergio Elizarares, which is a great name to say, and I may never say it again, but that was reasonably correct. Good to see Coach Ellie back. I'm going to miss Martin, but I've always enjoyed watching the EHS soccer. And they've got some kids. Yeah. Vela is the wild card. I'm not quite sure whether they're going to be good or not. I think they will be. You have to see who's out on the pitch that came from other schools because, that's what it's all about in Vela's first year is seeing who came where and who's here.
Yeah.
Economides boys. I think they were picked 4th in the preseason poll by that other media group. May they not be named. They're going to be good. Sam's always, look, Coach Sam is a magician. He's always got some good teams.
Yeah, he's always got something up his sleeve also.
Indeed.
Yeah, I know him.
Let's see this week if we can find out more about the McAllen area. Because, I mean, let's face it, if you're talking about soccer in the Valley, McAllen's the Mecca. Those teams are always good, man. And, of course, Sheridan. Give me a break. They only went to state like 48 times in a row. Yeah, they're awesome, man. So soccer's going to be good. What we should do is come on and try to do some things in Spanish, dude. That would be awesome. I love going to soccer games to get to work on my Spanish. It's beautiful. Where else do you go to hear like the, it's the best thing ever. Anyway, so next week we're going to come back and we will find out PSJ North Road. To me, that's a huge game. Harlingen South. Huge game. EHS Donna boys. Economides North girls. Don't sleep on the Lady Jags because they can make it tough for you, man. They're another team like PSJ North. They play you to pace. Yeah. They're not going to score 70, but they may hold you to 45, so who knows what can happen then. At any rate, if there's nothing else for us to add, we're glad to be back.
Yeah.
Did you have a good holiday?
It was. Just kind of hung out, watched football.
Watch the Aggies. Ha do good. Do real good. That was great. And Texas. Hey, in fact, every Texas team won but TCU. Right? SMU won. Rice won. What is Rice doing a bowl? But they won. Baylor won.
Yeah.
Tech won. Tech always does this. They get down 10 points and then win by 13. They're an amazing comeback team. They're silly, man. They're crazy Tech. And then Texas won. The Aggies won. Who's going to win tonight?
I got to go with the SEC.
The Valley's rooting for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
That's just, that's the way it is.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I got to go with the SEC.
I know that Notre Dame's not as good as Alabama. I can tell you that. But there may be a team of destiny, right? God loves Notre Dame. Keep that in mind. You cannot discount that.
But you got to also understand that Vegas never lies.
This is true. This is true.
They're 9-point favorites for a reason.
9-point favorites. Okay, that reminds me of OU against Florida State. Remember that 13-2 game, and then it's 0-1 or maybe 2000. Nobody expected OU to win. Nobody expected Penn State to beat Miami. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, so.
But it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
So generally the best athletes, the best team will win.
Yeah.
Which means Alabama.
Yeah,
probably.
Alabama and their quarterback is coming around.
He's real good.
Yeah,
he's good. They got athletes. They got speed. Notre Dame has the intangible, which is that they're Notre Dame. Yeah. And so when they're good and they feel like they're good, things happen for them, like silly bounces of the ball and like strange blows of the wind. Notre Dame has that magic sometimes. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win. I think Alabama's going to kick their butt.
Yeah, and Manti Te'o's a great player. I mean,
So first play, I'll go out there and have somebody just hit him as hard as they could. I don't care if he gets thrown out. Just let them know we're not likely to do nothing. How you like them apples? You know? Yeah, that'd be great. So send in the second string guy or the third string guy. Just have him to go plow into him to do his best. Catch him on the punt like from the side. Hey, 15 yards is worth it. No, I'm playing. I would never condone such behavior. I feel like Alabama's going to win. Yeah. But then, like I keep saying, I tell my wife, God loves Notre Dame.
God loves Notre Dame.
Don't bet against God. I mean, let's not get into church and state here. But so we'll be back next week. Talking Sports continues to gather more of an audience. I feel like now that we're back and we're going to be talking about all these myriad sports, here's the little tidbit to keep in mind. We talked about this. We're probably going to start in the new year having some guests on. What we're going to do is either he or I will, talk to one of the coaches or one of the kids or something. I feel like that's a fun idea.
Yeah, we should definitely get some people on. I'm sure they'll have a good time.
We'll have to ask the people that pay the salaries around here, but I don't think they would have a problem with it. I mean, what the heck? I would love to hear what some of these people have to say. And listen, these coaches are fascinating. Getting David Keith or getting Zeke on, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Sam, Cortez. I mean, let's just send the word out for you guys that we may be calling you to say, hey, let's get together and chat, kind of like we did over on 956 for football. I really like that. So if there's nothing else, then we're glad to be back. This closing is now taking about 3 minutes, but it's okay because on Talking Sports there are no rules, only sports, right? Peace.